The High Court this morning heard how lawyer Willie Kimani, his client Josephat Mwenda and their taxi driver Joseph Murimi were tortured before they were killed. Pathologist Andrew Kanye Gashie told High Court Judge Luka Kimaru that Kimani sustained 14 injuries including to his genitalia. He reported that Kimani had his testicles crushed prior to dying from the blunt force trauma to his head.
My Lordship, I would probably, since the details will come later on, it is, I think, and very, very unfortunate to mention that part of the bodies that were injured were the genitals of the rape. And my Lordship, having worked in the area of torture, sometimes we do say that some death can be extremely painful, especially it appears for some reason the torturers or whoever was inflicting these injuries seem to have had an affinity on the testicles and they crushed them. In a summary, we formed an opinion as to the cause of death of the late Kimani, and we said that the cause of death of the late Willie Kimani Kinothia was head injury due to blunt force trauma.
He went on to report that Kimani's client Mwenda died from blunt force trauma to his head, neck and chest, while Murimi, the taxi driver, died from asphyxiation caused by strangulation and with blunt force trauma as a contributing factor. Meanwhile, telecommunication company Safaricom has denied withholding information that could lead to the apprehension and successful prosecution of the administration police officers who are suspected of having colluded in the abduction, torture and murder of human rights lawyer Willie Kimani and two others. Through lawyer Stephen Keptenese, the mobile telephony operator says it has handed over all the information required of it by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Even then, it has sought to make clear that the role it plays in investigations is limited to the information it is allowed to collect for billing purposes and that it risks losing its license should it operate outside those parameters. The Law Society of Kenya, led by Charles Kanjama, is however not convinced that Safaricom cannot pinpoint the exact locations of its subscribers using its base transceiver stations or possess details of correspondence. It therefore wants the High Court to compel the company to provide these details in the interest of identifying the other administration police officers who may have been involved in the abduction, torture and finally murder of Kimani, his client Josephat Mwenda and their taxi driver Joseph Murimi.
We challenge portions of that evidence that is giving, and you would require to give it a no. We would want to cross-examine. So what we would request for good order is that he focuses on a response on the issues of completeness, and then if necessary, we have a witness, technical witness from Safaricom to cross-examine on some of these averments that is making from the bar, which are very, very contentious.
Reporting for Capital TV, I'm Muthoni Wabero.